So yeah, by that time, Shiloh, peace, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, will be home. So it will be peace when the Israelites return to their borders. The restoration of the house of Judah, the restoration of the house of Israel. So yeah, and Yahweh Shai will be king, and King David will be king, or everybody will be in the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven will be upon earth. There will be no war. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. There will be no war, and that's in the restoration scrolls. All you got to do is look up the restoration scrolls. Isaiah chapter 2, a restoration scroll. Micah chapter 4, a restoration scroll. Even to Isaiah 60, a restoration scroll. Even to Isaiah 49, restoration scroll. It goes into how these Gentile nations, these heathen nations, will be serving and building the kingdom of heaven, that 1,000-year millennial reign of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. But let's grab Isaiah 54:16. Isaiah 54:16. And these is the nukes, man. These is the tactical nukes, ballistic missiles, more so the nukes. But prophet Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bring forth all instruments for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Look at that. Right here you have nuclear missiles being prophesied in the Bible. Isaiah 54:16, "Behold, Yahweh, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bring forth an instrument for his works. And I have created the waster to destroy." So look at that, Isaiah 54:16. These is the nukes. Donald Trump wants to use a tactical nuke to fish out, the Iranian nuclear production or nuclear facility. Supposedly, right? Supposedly, Iran has weapons of mass destruction. Iran has nuclear capabilities. And the eagle, oh sweet Babylon, oh great Babylon, the eagle wants to stick its talent, I believe those are talents on the eagle. I could be butchering that word. Claws, talents, whatever, on Iran. But Iran is no small task, because Iran is backed by some of the biggest big brothers in the game. Iran is backed by some of the biggest big brothers in the game, and that is China, I believe is the red dragon or the dragon, and Russia, which is the bear. So, and Vladimir Putin already said if you touch, and North Korea, the little crazy guy, I can kind of relate to, I digress. But the North Korea guy, man, North Korea and Russia and China, I believe, through reports, have already said if the eagle, the great whore, great Babylon, America, if it presses forward, then they're going to press forward too. They're going to protect their little brother, Iran. So everything is on the table. Everything is boiling to the beginning of World War III. And like I said, You know, Donald Trump can only sell wolf tickets for so long. You can't keep saying you're going to do something and not do it. You're going to do something and not do it. Do it, because eventually they're going to think you're soft. Let's just call a spade a spade. Eventually, they're going to think the eagle has no wings. They're going to think the eagle has no wings. So, you know, they're going to, push. And like one of these colonels, he said, I would rather have, he said something along the lines that he would rather have America push forward and stop Iran than for Iran to, I guess, push forward and have nuclear capabilities. Basically, he basically was saying that he would have it for the eagle, America, to be the world, a world power with nuclear capabilities than for Iran to be a world power with nuclear capabilities. That's what he was saying. Jeremiah 51. Is that Jeremiah 51:7? Jeremiah, prophet Jeremiah 51. Yeah, we can use this one too. This is decent. But once this World War III kicks off, and I believe, like I said, this is the beginning of World War III. You know, as the Bible says in Matthew 24, these scrolls, these Hebrew scrolls, state that wars and rumors of wars, and that's what you see happening right now. Israel, Iran bombing each other, but right now Iran is up. Iran has upped the score. Iran has upped the score tremendously. And then you had Russia and Ukraine going blow for blow, but I believe Russia has upped the score, and now Ukraine wants to talk and have peace. So yeah, but Jeremiah, prophet Jeremiah 51 verse 7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunk. And that's talking about the eagle. It's talking about America. Babylon. America has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth, all of the other nations, everybody drunk with its philosophies, ideologies, lies, deception, deceit, violence, wickedness, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are gone mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed America, the eagle, the great whore, Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone in his own country, for her judgment reach into heaven and is lifted unto the skies. And this is the beginning of that. Because once they get into this war, once they get heavy into the war, going blow for blow, blow for blow, blow for blow, round for round, Yahweh is going to make it to where these nations overcome the eagle. And these prophecies are going to take place. It is what it is. And I always tell you, why is this happening? Why is this happening, man? Why we can't just have peace? Or just fake peace? Because it's really the peace that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the peace that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is going to bring, the peace that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is going to bring is going to be true peace. Because what these heathens call peace, what these Gentiles call peace, is not peace. Because there's always something wicked going on, some injustice. It's always something. But the reason why this stuff is happening, man, we prophets, we the apostles, we the teachers, we the true biblical scholars of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, I've told you in times past that the reason why all of this is happening because of Isaiah chapter 34, verse 8. It says, "For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, in the year of recompenses, for the controversy of Zion," for the controversy of the Israelites. All of the stuff that these nations have done to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Jamaicans, Brazilians, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and all of you Israelites scattered abroad amongst the nations, for all of the atrocities and wrongdoings that they have done against the holy people of Israel. It is the year of recompenses. So Yahweh is going to drag these smaller nations, pull them by their jaws, you know, kind of like how when a fisher grabs a fish and he grabs it by the jaw after he takes the hook out. Yahweh is pulling these smaller nations in for the battle, the great World War III. And that's what you see. And these nations are going to keep, you know, they're going to keep digging in. Even if America curs out, even if Donald Trump curs out, even if Donald Trump decides to cur out, Yahweh is going to put it, they lose either way, man. That's just what it is. I'm a truther, man. I'm a truther. I got to tell the truth. I'm a prophet. I'm a teacher. I'm a scholar. I study these scrolls, these scriptures. Not only that, I'm a bloodline Israelite. I'm a bloodline Israelite, man. We can only tell the truth. Our people tell the truth. We only tell the truth, you know, for the most part. You know, the children of the light, the Israelites. Even if Donald Trump curs out and reneges against Iran, Yahweh is still going to make it to where these China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, you know, drop their nuts, so to speak. I'm being a little vulgar a little bit, but those that understand catch my drift. They're gonna drop their nuts, so to speak, man. They're gonna push. Yahweh's gonna do that. He's gonna put it in them to push anyway. He's doing that anyway. But if America curs out, reneges, so it's a lot of wolf tickets. And then you know, Iran is gonna push even further. North Korea, Russia, you know, these other rival nations are going to push even further, man. They're going to call the bluff, see the bluff. So, you know, Trump is in a difficult position when I think about it. When I look at it, I gotta be intelligent, in which I am. I'm very intelligent. I gotta be intelligent and look at the thing on all sides. Trump is in a little bit of between a rock and a hard place because, for one, he wants world peace and a good economy, and so on and so forth. And remember what they were saying during the election, that this is going to be the comeback, you know, of America, the golden era. Remember, this is supposed to be the golden era. But then again, on the other side, you have these nations warring and gaining military, nuclear capabilities, and they're razzling up, so to speak, and they're bombing and doing what they want to, you know, which they should, man. I mean, to an extent, every nation has their sovereignty, but you know, they're doing as they please, man. As far as, you know, what they're doing. So he's stuck between peace and not selling wolf tickets. That's what I'm trying to say. He's stuck between trying to put America on the map, trying to make this era the greatest era, the golden era, the golden dome. And then he has Iran, Pakistan, Russia, and China, North Korea. That's all fighting for the next world power. Everybody's itching. Everybody's bloodthirsty, and so to speak. Everybody's licking their chops to be the next world power. So he's stuck between that. And right now you have Iran building their nuclear capabilities, in which they say, And, you know, and Iran is definitely going to use them, I believe, because if America didn't feel like Iran was a threat, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Let's just call a spade a spade. So they definitely believe Iran, once they have the nuclear capabilities or whatever they're doing with their nuclear capabilities, they believe that Iran is going to cause nuclear devastation. So, yeah, man, this is what you have right now. This is what's going down right now. I'm not going to be too long. I'm going to end it with this right here, Revelations, because it all boils back down really to the controversy of Zion, the recompenses for what all of these heathen nations have done and are going to do according to prophecy in the future, like the beheading of the saints, Jacob's trouble. Just prophecy, man. Prophecy jumping off the page. But Revelations, I ain't want this one to be too long.